Chapter 1. When the Roof Opened Up. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8 ESV. Jesus is not a concept, not a religion, not a system of ethics. Jesus is a person, and he is more present, more aware, more engaged in your life than anyone you have ever known. John Eldridge, Beautiful Outlaw. I was born in the summer of 1980 to a girl named Lisa, a young, unprepared teenage mom who was doing the best she could. I don't say that to throw her under the bus. I say it because it's the truth, and the truth is the only thing worth telling. She was young, she was trying, and she loved me in the way she knew how. I grew up in a blended family. My stepfather Ricky, my stepbrother Michael, my stepsister Brandy. We had family all around us, which is a southern thing, I think. You're never far from somebody's house, somebody's cookout, somebody's couch. But even in the middle of all that, I often felt like an outsider. Not because anyone was mean to me, they weren't. I believe they loved me and I loved them. But there was something underneath it all, a quiet ache I couldn't name as a kid, like I was watching everyone else belong and just couldn't quite figure out how to join them. I never met my biological father until I was an adult. That's a whole other story. But you don't have to be told someone's gone to feel the absence. You just feel it, like a shape in the air where something should be. The people who filled that space most were my maternal grandparents, Henry and Sybil, Pawpaw and Mammaw. Their house was one of those places that just felt safe. You know what I mean? The kind of place where the smell of it alone is enough to relax your whole body. I spent so much time there with my cousins. We were running around, making up games, laughing until we couldn't breathe. My cousins were my first real friends. I'd get so sad when it was time to leave that I'd cry. And back then, I didn't even really understand why. I understand it now. I was safe there. I was seen there. Then, when I was 9 years old, we lost Pawpaw Henry. I don't have the words for what that felt like. I'm not sure the words exist. He was one of the anchors in my small world, and suddenly he was gone. The whole family felt it. Something shifted, and not in a way that ever completely shifted back. But something else happened the night of his funeral. Something I've never been fully able to explain, and something I've never forgotten. I was sitting in my room alone, crying. The grief was overwhelming for a 9-year-old. And then, I'm not even sure how to say this right, I had this vivid sense of the roof opening up, like it just disappeared, and I was looking straight into the heavens. And there was my Pawpaw, with Jesus. It was bright in a way I can't describe, and I heard something, or felt something, or maybe both, something that said, everything is going to be okay. I had no religious framework for that. Our family wasn't church people. We didn't talk about God much at all. I had nothing to hang that experience on, but it was real, it happened, and I knew, as sure as I knew anything at 9 years old, that it was real. The next morning, I walked up to my mom and told her I wanted to be baptized. She must have been surprised, but she didn't dismiss it. She brought me to the local Catholic church, and we made it happen. My Aunt Penny and Uncle Bubba became my godmother and godfather. I attended catechism classes. I received my first communion. The family didn't attend regularly, but they came when they could, and I took it seriously in the way a kid who just saw through the roof can take something seriously. Looking back, I think that moment was God introducing himself to me, not through a sermon, not through a religious program, through grief, through a little boy crying in his room. That's the kind of God I've come to know, one who shows up in the unexpected places, in the broken moments, and says, I see you, I'm here, it's going to be okay. He didn't wait for me to clean myself up first. He didn't wait until I had the right words or the right theology. He met a 9-year-old kid at the worst moment of his young life and made himself known. I think he does that a lot more than we realize.